What you got for me?
Well, we cover you better than corners do.
You got something for me?
Well, how about, Kevin Stefanski? You haven't received this question yet. You saw his entire progression here, though, and I guess what is it that you think has helped him become a successful coach that he learned along the way here?
I think the thing that I really appreciated about him and what I thought he would be a great head coach because of the way he handled the room. And, you always hear that, right? That's kind of a cliche thing to say about a guy that gets a head coaching job. But I think it was the way that he could relate to anybody. He could hold guys accountable in a different way, right? Like he would be hard on guys, but he knew the timing of he just kind of knew how to. Different people need different types of coaching, and he was one of those guys that could do that. And so I think when he got the opportunity to be head coach, I knew that that he would have a chance to have a lot of success because of the way that he is able to handle different people.
Hey Adam, what did you think? Kirk Cousins told us the anecdote the other day about how he said in the Cincinnati game you're like Chris Carter and that all you do is catch touchdowns.
No, I don't know about that. I think he's just trying to make me feel good.
What is it about your knack of scoring touchdowns, though? You mean you had 14 career last year? This year you have 4, I believe, tied for 4th in the league. What is it about that knack for catching touchdowns?
I don't know if it's a knack. I think it's just opportunity, right? They draw plays up for me and have given me opportunity to do that. I don't think that there's anything more to it other than just opportunity, right? And then when you get that opportunity, you got to make the most of it.
But, everybody talks about your route running. Do you think that really comes into play in the red zone?
No. I think it comes into play everywhere, right? Like whether you're in the field or you're in the red zone, you got to run good routes. You got to get open. You got to create space, and then when the ball's in the air, you got to go get it. So I just don't think there's really anything different between a good red zone receiver or a good receiver, right? At the end of the day, you have to be able to run routes. You have to get open, and when the ball's in the air, you got to go make play.
In the end zone, you have confined space, and the end line acts as a boundary. It seems like a refined route runner would even have more of an advantage, no?
I don't think so, but I do think that when you get tighter, the tighter you get, guys are sitting, and so you're going to have contested catches. You're going to have tighter windows. Kirk does a great job of fitting it in on time. A lot of those touchdown catches, the ball's out so quick that the defense can't even react. And he does such a great job of being on time, trusting me to get open, trusting other guys to get open, and then just delivering it on time. Because if you're a little late down there, you're probably going to get smacked, or there's going to be someone undercutting you, something like that. So it's just a little bit more precision down there.
Adam, I know that you always say that you just run the routes they tell you to run, but you've seen a lot of different offenses, and the Stefanski, Kubiak, other Kubiaks has had a lot of success here. Is there something about that offense and from a receiver perspective that especially works? It seems like a lot of teams are adopting similar styles around the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's the play action, right? Like the pairing the run game with the pass game. I think it's so important. I think when you're able to really keep defenses off balance with doing so many different things, spreading the football around, and then teams can't just key in on one thing that you do really well. So I think that's what really creates success, is just really being able to do a lot of different things well and pairing everything together. And these two systems have been able to do that.
How refined have you become at your position with helping sell play action?
Well, yeah, I think you have to have a really good running back and a really good running game, right? That sells it more than a receiver. But yeah, you have to do your part in the pass or in the run game. You have to be willing to be able to block, because then when you're able to do that, you're able to, it's easier for them to really have to. Those safeties got to go. They got to try to fit those gaps quickly because receivers are coming down, blocking, doing those things. But at the end of the day, again, you just kind of run your routes. If it's a pass play, you run it. If it's a run play, you run it. And you figure out a way to get open and make things look similar, so it keeps the defense off balance.
Kevin Williams heading into the Ring of Honor. I was wondering if you had any memories of watching his career.
Yeah, well, I remember watching, before I got into the NFL, and then being able to play a year with him was pretty cool. And then just seeing the guy, you see from an outside perspective before I came to the NFL, just kind of the player he was. But then when you get in the locker room and you see what kind of teammate he is, what kind of guy he is, and then now when he comes back and seeing him, just how nice he is, coming up to you, asking about your family, things like that. It really makes you respect a guy even more. It's obviously really cool to see a guy have success on the field, but when they're able to pair that with being a really good person, you just have that much more respect for them.
Did you talk to the team or anything, or just talk to guys individually?
No, I haven't seen him yet, but he came this summer. Was able to see him then.
And then at that point in his career, are you in your career? You're walking in, you're like, I'm really in a locker room with this player.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was a lot of those guys, coming in. A lot of guys that I looked up to that were really good football players, and like I said, he was one of them. And being able to see his leadership skills, the way he worked, and then for him to have success on the field is pretty cool.
Mike was talking about how when you run more 3 wide receiver sets, receivers have to do a little more in the blocking game. I noticed you hitting some defensive ends or outside linebackers at times. I guess what is the key to sort of handling yourself in the run game, especially when you have to match up with somebody bigger than you?
Be a speed bump. You get run. What does coach say? Get run over slowly. No, it's just having a mindset that you just got to get it done, find a way, and it may not look pretty. There's a lot of times that I kind of cringe when I'm watching film because it looks pretty nasty, or it looks ugly as far as me trying to block someone, but just trying to get it done. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adam.